Here at the Bronx Zoo, we're at the headquarters of the Wildlife Conservation Society, also known as WCS. We have scientists and eco guards working in the field and zookeepers working here at home to protect animals all over the world. I will point out animals as we approach them, but I will need your help. Scientists and zookeepers need good observation skills to learn about animals' behaviors and ensure their health. Let me know what you see and share it with the other guests. But 7,000 miles go by and you get to see the peafowl, India's national bird, the peacocks and peahens. Don't pay any attention to the Canadian geese. Asia is the continent with the largest number of deer species and is well known for its deer diversity. The large number of deer species can be challenging for our zookeepers, and here's one of our keepers sharing their day with the deer.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm part of the Wild Asia Keeper Team. We call this area Kanha Meadow, where we care for about 40 Barasingha deer, 15 axis deer, 10 black buck, and a pair of muntjac. We start our day by checking on all the animals, making sure they are healthy, behaving normally, and safe. Sometimes fawns and calves are born overnight. Newborns are given a neonatal exam, which includes weighing, vaccination, and tagging for identification purposes. While the animals are in the meadow, we prepare their nighttime holding areas so that they have a safe and clean place to spend the night.
Here we have the muntjac deer from India by these two small buildings, and we show an interesting story on conservation.
Farmers in Indonesia live closely with wild animals, like elephants, which we will see shortly. WCS field staff work with local leaders and farmers in Indonesia to come up with the crop protection unit. This unit
Young
creates
man
many
in the
different
second car needs to be seated.
in close proximity to wild animals. One strategy was to soak ropes in chili and place them around the crops. Elephants do not like chili and leave the
roaming
farms
around
alone,
as well
allowing the
as
farmer and the
staying seated,
animals
thank
to
you.
share the habitat peacefully.
Sit down.
We all know that a species that no longer is extinct no longer exists, like the dinosaurs and dodo. If that wasn't true, then this would be Jurassic World and not the Bronx Zoo. But this next animal was on the verge of extinction, the Mongolian wild horse, or Przewalski's horse. They were extinct in nature and could only be found in zoos. Recently, there have been some reintroduction of Mongolian wild horses in several areas of Mongolia and China from herds in North American and Asian zoos. What differences do you see between these horses and the domestic ones we are more used to seeing? Any good observations? You might have noticed that they have a stockier build, shorter legs, and an erect mane, which is missing a forelock, the hairs that come down in front of the forehead of a domestic horse. Now here is a note from one of our field scientists.
Jonathan Slatt, I'm the Russia and Northeast Asia coordinator for the Wildlife Conservation Society. I believe that wildlife has a place on this earth, and my job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. Henry Przewalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s. And on a recent trip to Kazakhstan, I found out the ongoing and successful efforts in that country to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs happy stories, to watch the impossible become possible, and to see hope restored. That's what's happening today with Henry Przewalski's horse.
Now the Bronx Zoo received their first horses in 1902. And to date, we've had over 50 Przewalski's horse foals born here in the Bronx Zoo. Hands inside the cars, please. Thank you.
Don't put your hands outside the car. What did he say? Another one?
We're going to be on the lookout for two vulnerable and endangered species. One is very large. We're looking for a species of deer and a member of the wild cattle. Well, here are the deer, and that is the brow antler deer, which gets the name from the curved shape on the male deer's antlers, but it's ladies' day out, so I don't expect to see any antlers in the crowd. Currently classified as vulnerable, these deer are continuing to lose their wild space. In many places, herds must resort to feeding on crops as their natural habitats have been taken over for farming.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Sit down. We're going right on. Yes, we are.
Now, if you look all the way towards the back, you'll get a view of the gaur. They're the largest wild cattle in the world.
You're missing what you're looking
Males can weigh in at over 2,000 pounds, as much as a small car. They stand up to 6 feet tall and 10 feet long with their large size and impressive horns. A gaur can fight off just about anything, even a tiger. What threatens these huge animals is the loss of their Asian habitat and the diseases they can catch from domestic cattle. It's easy to forget that the Bronx Zoo sits in the heart of an urban environment, but the noise you may hear behind you now is the sound of the Bronx River Parkway, and the wooden fence in front will let decrease the noise of traffic. As we round the corner, we'll now be on the lookout for a tiger. Tiger stripes provide excellent camouflage, so they're often difficult to spot. They're so secretive that even professional researchers have trouble finding them. Adult tigers are typically solitary and live alone in the wild. That's why you'll only see one of them in this exhibit. As we look for the tiger, remain seated and let's keep those body parts inside the train. Thank you. We're looking for Anakin, a male Siberian tiger. 400 pounds, 7 years old. He's off on the right side of the field there. They eat a variety of animals, but prefer pig and deer. Pig they will eat about 40 pounds of meat in one sitting, the equivalent of 160 hamburgers. After a meal like that, they usually won't eat again for several days. I can only do about 30 burgers myself. How about you? No, they're not like cattle.
Look at the tiger. He is beautiful.
You can see more tigers, the closer vantage, over at Tiger Mountain.
WCS works with many species of tigers in the wild and at the zoo. Here is a note from one of our field scientists about his experience working with rangers to protect tigers in Indonesia.
Hi, my name is Faru Aman. I'm helping the rangers at the national park in doing their forest patrol. There was a time when we found some tigers between
Close up of the gaur up the hill.
but then we also found that some snares are installed inside the forest, which become threats to the
And
animals.
closer here near the train.
We dismantle the snares to make sure that the tiger are safe.
Now we'll catch up with some of the deer that we missed in our first area, and antelope as well. Starting off with their white bellies, we have the black buck antelope, smallest antelope in Asia. Then followed by the spotted axis deer that keep their spots all their lives. On display at the zoo since 1899. On our right, a crowd of Barasinga deer. Barasinga means 12-tined in Hindi. Their antlers can have 12 to 14 points. The next animal blends into the muddy area it calls home. If you see what looks like a pig with upper tusks that are up to the top of its snout and curve backwards towards its eyes, you found a pig called a babirusa. The fact that the tusks resemble antlers earned this pig its name. Babirusa means pig deer in the Malay language, and the tusks are to, well, intimidate males and attract females. Here's a male with his tusk, a face only a mother could love. Then a female without tusks and a young male with tusks just barely grown in. They seem to be hiding at the moment. Our next animal is the world's largest land mammal, so no binoculars needed. We now can see our Asian elephants, Patty and Maxine. Patty and Maxine are each about 40 years old. As an up-and-coming field scientist, what do you notice when observing our elephants? I mean, the first thing I notice is their size. They each weigh in at about 10,000 pounds. They do eat a lot of vegetation, but they'll also eat about 200 pounds of hay each day and drink 60 gallons of water each. That trunk of theirs is an amazing tool. It's got over 40,000 muscles in it, more muscles than in the entire human body. With a finger-like feature at the end of the trunk, they can pick up an egg without breaking it, yet they can take that trunk of theirs and rip a small tree right out of the ground. Now, they get lots of personal attention here at the Bronx Zoo, including baths and pedicures twice a week. Don't get jealous of the pedicures.
WCS works in the field with both African and Asian elephants. Here is a note from our field scientists who work with Asian elephants.
My name is Dani Gunaryadi, and I'm the Elephant Conservation Coordinator for WCS Indonesia. The first time I saw a Sumatran elephant, I thought, this is a magnificent creature. They will be safe because they are so big. But the truth is, they have declined 50% since the 1980s. Even though rats and insects cause more damage to crops than elephants, because the elephant is so huge, psychologically it seems more threatening. So when there is conflict, the farmers poison the elephants. In response, we created a crop protection unit to mitigate conflict and send the elephants back into the park. And it's been a huge success. Since we started in 2003, no elephants and no people have been killed.
On our right in the mud wallow coming up is one of my favorites, the Indian rhinoceros. Now today old rhinos are highly endangered. Less than 2,000 Indian rhinoceros survive in India and Nepal. Here at the Bronx Zoo we care for 5 endangered Indian rhinos. We've had great success with Indian rhinos. Caring for this rare animal is one thing, but breeding is a huge challenge. Here's a message for you moms on the train. Female rhino is pregnant for 16 months. Now can you imagine being pregnant for almost a year and a half and then giving birth to a bouncing 150-pound baby? That baby will stay with its mother for 2 to 3 years, at least you don't have to pay for college. And then weaning can take anywhere from 12 to 16 months. We've had 11 baby rhinos born right here at the Bronx Zoo, and the last one was in 2013. Many people describe rhinos as armor-plated, but they're actually covered with a layer of skin that has many folds. Though it looks thick and tough, the skin of a rhino is very sensitive to sunburn and insect bites. That's why they bathe their skin in mud, to protect their skin. And that's something they created themselves. The rhinos made that wallow that she's bathing in right now. That's a small one, though, recently made. Next, we're going to have the original, and that was made back in 1977, the same time the monorail was completed. It'll be coming up on our right after down the street. With all the rhinos that went into making it and its upkeep, I think they got it the way they want it by now.
The rhinos you see here are Indian rhinos. We work with habitats all over the world that are homes to rhinos. Here is a note from our field office in Sumatra, and Wulan, who works with the Sumatran rhino. Sumatran rhinos are the smallest of the world's rhinos, and they are considered critically endangered.
My name is Wulan Pusteri, and I'm the Species Conservation Specialist for WCS Indonesia program. We carried out an island-wide survey of the last wild population of Sumatran rhinoceros in Indonesia. With so many unknowns on how to manage Sumatran rhinos in the wild or captivity, our studies showed definitively that we must protect them at source. The cost of doing nothing could be the extinction of the species, and I can't imagine that.
Well, now we're in for a challenge coming up. We got 5 species of deer and 1 antelope that we got to look for. Now near the train, we have right here by the fence, with white rump and black and white hair above their hooves, the Nilgai antelope. Largest antelope in Asia, fastest too. They can run at 40 miles per hour. The small deer that they're with are fully grown hog deer. Short and squat like a hog is how they got their name. Running under things rather than over things, like most deer would do. Then back of the round fences is a chocolate-colored deer with antlers at 3 feet long and 3 points on each. That's the sandbar deer, largest deer in southern Asia. 5 feet to shoulder, 650 pounds. Males are solitary animals, females hang out in groups. Males' antlers can grow up to 3 feet long with 3 points on each. As we make the turn on this hill, check out the trees in the exhibit. Notice that they're wrapped in wire? That's because of the antlers and horns in the exhibit that would scrape themselves against the bark of the tree to clean them. Enough bark gets scraped away, the tree dies. Loss of a leafy food source and much needed shading. With the wire on the tree, they can clean more efficiently, and it saves the bark on the tree. Now that's a winning situation for everyone. The mid-sized deer with spots is the Formosan Sika deer from Taiwan. They were nearly wiped out in the early 1970s by overhunting and lack of wild land. And digging away here for a snack is the red-crowned crane, one of the largest crane species in the world, and we hope to be breeding them soon here at the zoo. After this double fence, we're looking for a rare sight known as China's tufted deer. At less than 40 pounds and being extremely shy, they love to hide. In fact, you usually don't get to see them. They're normally seen in zoos in mainland China, but the Bronx Zoo is one of several exceptions, and we're proud. They have a white tail and rump used for deer communication. When they're really upset, they'll bark like a dog and growl too. They're the only monorail animal that stays outdoors year-round. They enjoy the winter and kind of like the summer. We're now passing back over the Bronx River, tallest point in our exhibit at 35 feet above the water. Thousands of commuters cross this waterway every day, but underneath the highways and our elevated tracks, the river still rushes along, providing a habitat for ducks, turtles, fish, and migrating birds. If you look carefully, you might see the outlines of fish. Whether it's the Bronx River in New York or the Irrawaddy River in Asia, rivers and streams are vital resources for wildlife everywhere. The rocky terrain in this next area is the perfect environment for the next 2 species. Both are adapted to climbing rugged mountain slopes. These are wild goats. And here comes the largest wild goat in the world, the markhor. Here's the adult male with horns over 5 feet long, and he's quite sizable. With his black beard and beige mane, the markhor are the national animal of Pakistan, but also come from Afghanistan and Kazakhstan. A whole lot of stands.
You won't want to go to your room? Look at that! I want to look at that. I'm going to the house. You go to the house. You go to the house. I want to get in here.
Now, unfortunately, with the construction that we've had on Jungle World Road, our red pandas are not on display. The red pandas are on display over at the Himalayan highlands. A short walk from the monorail, along with the snow leopard from Pakistan. And unfortunately, being after 4:30, all animal exhibits are closed.
Are they closed? So we're done, basically. It's almost 5 already.
As we round this next bend, our journey is almost at an end. You've heard from some of our animal experts here and in the field, and tried some of your own science skills along this ride. We hope you've been inspired by what you've heard and seen today. Remember, the Bronx Zoo is part of the Wildlife Conservation Society, or WCS. In addition to managing 5 parks in New York City, the Bronx Zoo, New York Aquarium, Central Park Zoo, Queens Zoo, and Prospect Park Zoo, WCS also has scientists in the field and more than 300 sites in over 60 countries around the world. If you'd like to join us in saving wildlife from wild places, visit WCS.org or take action. Join our 96 Elephants campaign to save African elephants from poaching. You can also help protect the incredible ocean ecosystems right off our very own New York coastline by joining our Blue York campaign. Go to blueyork.org to learn more. We're going to make a short stop coming up, and as that happens, we're going to have the computer reset and head for our platform of departure. So please, everyone, stay in your seats. Our adventure is now coming to an end. Be sure you take all of your belongings when you leave the train. It's kind of frustrating when you leave those little things behind, you know. Cash, credit cards, children. Please don't leave your children. Remain in your seats until the train doors open and watch your step when you exit the monorail car. Remember, there's a step up from the first row and a step down from the back row. First 6 cars exit to your right, last 2 cars exit to your left. Then there's lucky car 7, you get to exit straight ahead. So the train's about to come to a halt, the door's about to open, and really only one thing left to do, and that's have a great day, right here at the Bronx Zoo. Have a great day, everyone.
Next your ride as you step out. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, guys. Exit to your right.
Hi, my dear. It's like our zoo venture is coming to an end. Huh? Yes, we're leaving now.
Trying to help me, but hurt yourself. I'm alright. I got him. I want to see where Robert at. He told me he was coming in.